Good morning, everyone. My name is Rachel Ballenstadt, and I am here in Sebastopol, California, sunny Sebastopol, in this beautiful solstice season, winter solstice, as we just had the shortest day of the year and the longest night, and now the days are getting longer. So we can look forward to the sun coming back, which is like shining on my face so gloriously. And just a little bit about myself is I am a regenerative health practitioner. So I am basically help people with cellular regeneration, detox and regeneration. If you detox the cells, they can regenerate. That's the good news for health, all right? Is we can actually get younger. We can actually reverse our illnesses. We can actually transform our health and transform our life. I'm also a clinical iridologist, which means I examine people through their irises. I can take pictures and look at them and like map out what's going on in their body, where there's toxins, where there's metals, where there's health issues and different organs and kidneys. I can also map through pulse reading, which is a very complex system of diagnosis by feeling people's pulse on different areas of each finger. And so I can look at the entire body through my fingers. I've found lesions in people's brains, lesions in people's spines. I have found parasites in people's different organs that you sometimes can't find through Western medicine because they don't have actually testing that can find those things. But yet when people detox, I see they find parasites in their poop. So even though Western medicine can't always find these things that are hidden in our bodies, I can find those through the pulse. But it's so easy to actually assess what's happening in the body just through asking questions, just through listening and hearing what people are experiencing through their symptoms. And then usually I'm pretty right when I get on the pulse. So that's my background. But you don't have to be an expert like me in order to know some basic things about yourself. If you're feeling exhausted, if you're feeling sluggish, if you're struggling with pain or anything, like this is what we're here to talk about today, because we're here to really talk about how we're going to resolve our lives. The New Year's resolution Zoom. That's what this is, the New Year's resolution Zoom. So we're here to talk about how we can resolve health. And it's pretty basic. It's pretty basic. The world makes it so complicated. There's so many fad diets out there. There's so many things that people are sharing. You can get lost in the sea of information. It can be very confusing. But the truth is, pretty much it's the same all around. We need to alkalize our bodies for health. This is how we both reverse illness and we reverse age. When I say reverse age, I mean so many people, as they get to a certain age, they say, oh, well, I'm feeling miserable. It's because I'm getting older. It's because I'm aging. Has anybody ever had that before? Like, well, I am feeling more pain in my body. I guess I'm just aging. Oh, I'm feeling tired. I guess I'm just aging. And then we just resolve to like accept that. We're like, that's all right. I'll just accept that I feel this way because I'm older. How many of you have learned that aging means feeling decrepit, feeling sick, feeling worse, and then you just learn to accept that? Drop me a 1 in the chat if you can resonate with that. We'll start using the chat button here. Drop me a 1 if you can resonate with like that feeling of like, I must be getting older. And that's what it is. All right. Now, I felt that way too for many, many years as I was sick with Hashimoto's. I struggled with Hashimoto's for about 9 years. And I had adrenal fatigue. I could not get out of bed. I mean, I would like literally take 5 naps a day. I struggled with terrible sleep. I mean, I could not get this girl to bed to sleep. I could get to bed, but I couldn't get to sleep. And then I would have a rough night, wake up at 3 a.m., wake up at 5 a.m., and then I was done sleeping, and then I was exhausted, right? So who can relate to lack of sleep? If anyone can relate to having trouble with sleep, drop me a 2 if you've ever struggled with sleep. This is like most people in the world have had trouble with sleep at some point. If you haven't, good for you. You're one of the lucky ones. Have you ever struggled with brain fog, where you just like your memory starts being short? You can't, like, maybe when you're younger, like when I was younger, I could remember every single person I ever met. I never forgot a single face or person that I met. I had a very good memory. And then as I got older, that memory faded. And then I started having brain fog. And then I couldn't even track my conversations. Like, what am I saying? I don't even know what I'm saying in this conversation. Okay. So yeah, thank you for those of you who are participating. Brain fog, drop me a 3. Okay. Brain fog, drop me a 3. And if you have ever struggled with poor digestion, drop me a 4. That can be a little more personal, but it's so important to understand that digestion is the key to health, right? You ever struggle with digestion? Drop me a 4. So digestion can be all over the place. Some people struggle with like not enough bowel movements. Some people struggle with too many bowel movements. They're like, oh, I've got diarrhea. And so constipation, diarrhea, some people fluctuate between the two. And it's all the same reasoning. Everything I mentioned has to do with 3 basic components. Everything that I mentioned has to do with struggling. My cat wants in. You can just push the door, kitty. It's like, she's just like a queen. She can just like push the door in, but she's not trying. So they have to do with 3 things. Okay. All illnesses are based on 3 things: pathogens in the body. If you're struggling with health, you're struggling with pathogens in the body. What are pathogens? Viruses, bacteria, foreign bacteria, parasites, mold. What have I left out? Parasites, bacteria, mold, viruses, bacteria, pathogens. Okay, there's just all different kinds of pathogens. This is really the result. These are the problems with all of health. Now, pathogens cannot live in an alkaline environment. Okay, they cannot live in an alkaline environment. And they cannot live if they don't have food. So what feeds pathogens? What feeds pathogens? Those of you who've been students of mine may know what feeds pathogens. Acid feeds pathogens, absolutely. Sugar feeds pathogens. So there's certain
heavy metals.
Heavy metals feeds pathogens. Okay, my cat is like, seriously, okay, come here, come here. Oh, she got a hold of the catnip. That's what's going on. She got her catnip toy, so she's like literally having a fit over there. Happy fit. She's like making the most interesting sounds. Heavy metals, eggs, yes. Adrenaline. So there's food. The 3 things are foods, metals, and adrenaline. So stress, what causes adrenaline? Stress, fats, having, too many fats in the diet, your body has to like break those down and produce adrenaline in order to break up those complex fat molecules. So those are the 3 things: foods, adrenaline, and fats. Those things feed pathogens. Okay. So our job is to kill pathogens, starve pathogens, and boost the body's natural immune response by alkalizing and just increasing our nutrients. This is what transforms our health. Okay. So we're here to talk about resolutions. So what makes it hard to make a change? What makes it really hard to make a change when it comes to health? If we know that changing our food source can make a difference in our lives, which we all kind of know. We're all like, I think most of us are like, oh, I should stop eating some of that. I should stop eating that so much. And I should eat more of this. Does anybody have that? Drop me a 5 if you're one of those people who's like, I should stop eating this and I should eat more of that. Like, I'll raise my hand right now. Even as a health practitioner, I've been doing this for like years and years and years. Even I have some of those moments. Like, okay, I should lay off those crackers. All right. Right? And feels me. I should lay off those crackers. I should maybe eat less chocolate. I should eat more greens, So thank you. Okay, thanks for all of you who are being honest in the comments. I'm seeing some 5s. I'm seeing you participate. Okay. Oh, it's the holidays. I probably shouldn't have had that candy cane. I probably shouldn't have eaten that sugary pie. I probably shouldn't have eaten that gluten.
Sometimes I wonder how I can eat so much sugar and not die.
Well, now we start, that's a whole story in its own, and that has to do with fats. Okay, so our body, when we have high fats, our body can't absorb the sugar that actually can become food. Now I'm talking about the healthy sugar, not refined sugar, but like fruit sugar. Okay, so our body can't absorb things like fruit sugar when our fats are high in our diet, and yet our body lives on sugar, right? So how are we going to resolve if we say, like, I'm changing for the new year, 2024, I'm making a change. I'm literally going to transform my health. I'm going to change my diet. Like, what needs to happen in order to let go of these things, these foods that are so addictive, that have us, gripped? Can you guys hear my cat? She insists on being part of the Zoom today.
No, we can't hear. It's kind of unfortunate.
Oh, too bad. You guys are missing out. She's making the most unusual sounds. So next time I'll make sure to remove her catnip toy beforehand. I guess I'm the only one distracted. So what needs to change? What needs to change? So there's two answers I'm looking for in order to really make a change in our lives. There's two things in our lives, and I mean, I'm talking about health because we're talking about health today. Obviously, I would like to scroll less on social media, and we can like make a long list of all of our resolutions. Make a real choice. Definitely making a real choice. Someone says cleanse and nourish, load your body with superfoods and greens. I'm looking for two very specific things. What are the things that are the hardest to change? What are the two things that are hardest to change when it comes to our health?
Is it comfort habits?
Habits. Number one, in order to make a resolution for the new year, we're gonna have to change our habits. What's number two? Reduce. Right, give it to you. Okay, reduce cravings. If we reduce our cravings, that's half the battle, right? If like our cravings go away, then we just automatically start eating the right things. It's like, I don't need that sugar. I don't need those chips. I don't need those crackers. I don't need those processed foods. Those are cravings. Like if we can handle our cravings, we can get a grip on our lives, right? And if we can handle our habits, like for instance, a habit for me before I started the 90-day protocol, which I'm going to talk about at some point, my whole habit was going to this store that was like this cool, like those of you guys know the cookie company. It's like this cute like store on Main Street in Sebastopol, just a few blocks away from my house, like this hip area in town. You just like walk down the street, you get your, you go and you like go up to the walk-up window, you can like order your delicious cookie and your hot drink, your hot beverage, right? So the cookie company is like a habit. Okay, there's a craving involved, which is wanting the cookie, but the habit is treating myself with something sugary and indulgent when I want some kind of treat. I want some kind of like pampering. I want some kind of comfort. Yeah, the cookie is part of it, but the habit is walking there every day or on certain days, or as like a habit might be having a dessert after dinner, or having or walking down the chips aisle first when you go into the food store. You go into maybe your health food store and you're like, let me go down the chip aisle first, right? Because I'm like gonna indulge in something fun, right? That's a habit. Or so like habits are slightly distinct from cravings, but habits will help you fulfill your cravings, right? So making a real choice, I like that Lisa said that. So making a real choice is the first step in creating a resolution. It's making a real choice and recognizing where we have lower energy patterns. So what are our lower energy patterns that are like where we go unconscious, we forget our goals, we suddenly abandon ourselves, and then we make a lower energy choice. So there's these lower energy patterns that can get a grip on us. And then there's our higher energy patterns, which is our higher selves or God, whatever you believe in, that makes a choice that actually makes us feel better. So our higher energy patterns bring us true happiness. Our lower energy patterns are resisting the things that are good for us. They're unconscious usually choices that are resisting the things that are good for us. Like coming to the Zoom. Like, oh my gosh, there's a Zoom that's going to tell me how to make a change in my life. And yet some people were like, I'm going, and they're not here. They didn't come here to get the information. They didn't come here to get the inspiration. Their lower energy patterns, their ego, right? Our egos somehow will suddenly like make us busy or forget or something that causes us to not come to the thing that might propel our lives forward in life. All right. So in order to make that decision for the new year, we have got to align ourselves in such a way. And sometimes that just takes some breathing when we're about to make a poor choice. How many of you have ever thought to, like, before you make a poor choice or a lower energy pattern choice, I'm not going to judge it, a lower energy pattern choice, don't breathe. Like, okay, I'm about to make this choice. I know that this is not a decision I want to make. Let me breathe and regulate my nervous system and bring myself some comfort before I make a choice, so that I'm coming from a place of comfort already when I make that choice. Like, how many of us remember to breathe? Right? All right. So I want to go ahead and welcome Tori, welcome Lisa, people who hopped on, and Marcy, thanks for joining us. I want to actually ask some people to share some inspiration, because one of the things that helps us make decisions in our life is inspiration. And so I want to invite someone to come forward and share a story of your own transformation recovery. So who's ready? Who's available? Michelle. Okay, Michelle, you are literally an amazing inspiration, because you had were struggling with multiple sclerosis for many years, decades, and even ended up in the hospital where your family said goodbye to you. They pulled the plug on life support, and then you were awake the next morning and surprised everybody that you came out of your coma. So there's so much to your story, and you have just completed the 90-day protocol that I'm going to talk about in a little while. And I would love for you to share what it was like before the protocol and what it's like now after the protocol. If you could just give us a picture, it would be so amazing.
Well, before I've had multiple sclerosis since 1998. I've had 3 near-death experiences, and before I was unable to sleep. I was unable to walk. On good days, I could walk with my walker until about 12. And let's see, what else? So what else? I was in extreme pain on 2 narcotics, 17 different medications. So that was my before. Now I'm able to walk with my walker all day. I've been able to walk to my mailbox for the first time in the 8 years that I've lived here. I've been able to take steps on my own without the help of my walker. I'm able to sleep now through the night, and if something wakes me up, I'm able to go back to sleep. Let's see, I've gotten off of 14 medications. My pain level before on a 1 to 10 was never under a 5, and that was with my narcotics. Now I've gotten off of the hydrocodone completely, and my tramadol that I still take it 3 times a day, but I take half the dose 3 times a day, and my pain now is under a 4. Let's see. What else?
As if that weren't enough.
I know, as if
you're like Superwoman.
I had stage 3 kidney failure. I'm really excited to do my blood work coming up, so then I can see where that has, where it has me.
Yeah, I'm excited for number 2. And how much weight did you lose?
35 pounds. And
wow.
you were talking about cravings. I was a chocoholic, and that craving has gone away. I loved my iced coffees, my flavored iced coffees, and that craving has gone away. So,
Beautiful. So that's half the battle right there. Your cravings change. And
right,
I want to highlight that you had you had lived there for 8 years and had never walked to the mailbox. You'd just been on your wheelchair.
right,
And for the first time, about halfway through the program, you were able to walk to the mailbox.
exactly. And now I only use my my wheelchair or motorized scooter to walk my working dog. That's the only time I use it.
That's amazing. So beautiful. And you're just getting stronger and stronger. You're walking more and more steps every day.
Yes,
It's beautiful. It's so inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing that. Appreciate you
you're
so
welcome.
much. Love you. Love you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so how about Felicia? Are you available? I know you're driving. Is this a good time or later?
That's a good time.
Look at you.
Gotta
Where are you
finish
headed?
in my mouth. I'm heading to Long Beach. I'm doing a pop-up face painting and hair tinsel for the holidays in a cute little boutique in Belmont Shore.
Adorable.
So
I
that's where
love
I'm
it.
heading.
That
I know
sounds
I'm
great.
glad it's not raining
Yeah.
because that would suck.
So Felicia, you have an incredible story as well. And you have battled with Hashimoto's, which there are people on this call
did.
who had Hashimoto's. So I'd love for you to share that story.
Okay.
How you recovered.
So I I was like I don't know, an emotional mess. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I would go into work late. Um, I would just not feel good in my body. And I went to a naturopath and he diagnosed me with Hashimoto's. I didn't even know what it was. I knew it had something to do with thyroid, but I didn't know how important the thyroid was. So I kind of ignored the medication because I'm vegan. They had the other medication that had the pig stuff. And so when I was taking the medication, it didn't make me feel good. I just was like, you know what, I'm just not gonna take it. Then there was a point where I wanted to get pregnant. Of course, I'm still feeling the brain fog. I'm still feeling sluggish. I was an emotional wreck. I honestly did not know what was wrong with me. I thought literally like I'm a bad person. Like I don't know what's wrong with me. And I was depressed. And so when I wanted to get pregnant, I actually hired a health coach. And that health coach, because I wanted to make sure that I'm a-okay, right? And my health coach recommended Purium products and this amazing protocol. Now, mind you, I was not consistent when I first started, I'll be honest. However, I don't know, within like a year or so, I didn't have any symptoms at all. I did my blood work. I also was diagnosed with anemia and pre-diabetes and high cholesterol. And I realized the high cholesterol actually may be coming from my excessive alcohol usage throughout my lifetime. I'm no longer drinking as much, I guess. I mean, I do drink an occasional drink, but I know that the protocol has helped me with those cravings as well. So it's helped me with my alcohol cravings, my sugar cravings, and I'm completely healed of Hashimoto's, of anemia and pre-diabetes. I have yet to do my blood work for the high cholesterol. My mom's story is an amazing one as well. She had chronic kidney disease in 2019, and I didn't even like pay attention to it. Then the lockdown happened in 2020, completely forgot. And then in this year, a few months ago, I realized I was doing some organization And I found my mom's lab work that she was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go get her blood work done. Come to find out, she doesn't have it anymore because we've been full force with this protocol since 2021. You know, when I decided to become a brand partner and sell it, because I've seen miracles with myself. So I became a little bit more consistent with the protocol. I did the 90-day parasite cleanse. You know, not like I need to lose any weight, but I did lose toxins and I lost just things that didn't really belong in my body. And I felt amazing, amazing energy. I have a very fast paced lifestyle. And without these superfoods, I would probably not do everything that I'm doing right now. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm complete.
Thank you, Felicia, for inspiring everybody. I too had Hashimoto's for 9 years and struggled with exhaustion, brain fog, all the things that we were talking about earlier. And as a result of this protocol, only 10 days into the protocol and my symptoms were gone, literally. But I still had, it took me like a while to really detox. And I stayed on this protocol for a good year as I had such good results in the beginning. I just stayed on it because I didn't want to go back to what I was experiencing before. So thanks for your testimonial. Love that. How about Gleneth from the land of Cobb? Would you like to share? Or would anyone else like to share? I mean, I don't have to call on you, but would you like to share? And would anyone else like to share? Anne has a great story too. Yeah, Gleneth.
The med that you was mentioned by Felicia earlier was Armor Thyroid. I know because I was on it. It's pig's thyroid, and I chose it after a lot of research because it wasn't synthetic, and it did seem to help, in fairness, but I wasn't happy with that, and my energy was still lacking, and I had horrible sleep apnea, so I wasn't doing real well actually, and had picked up an awful lot of weight. I was always looking for, more energy because I wasn't satisfied with where I was at all. And then I was really disgusted with what my weight had become. So anyhow, I saw a post of Rachel, and, I've known her for quite some time. I go, well, she wouldn't just be making this up, right? So I decided to give it a try. 1 month down using the protocol, and I've stuck on it for like most of 9 years actually, because same thing, I didn't want to go back to where I was at. But 1 month on it, I had dropped 25 pounds, 7.5 inches off my gut. And that was really, I couldn't believe it. I almost had a 6-pack. And anyhow, I had a scheduled sleep apnea test and got the results right at the end of that first month. And they said I was 1 breath from normal. So I said, oh my God. And I had been able to titrate back my my hypothyroid meds as well. I had that. So anyhow, I continued on it. The 3rd month, I had made my goal of 40 pounds. And the 5th month, I was able to get off the hypothyroid meds. And I remained vital for 9 years and kept the weight really under control. And yeah, I just consume these things. I love them and have a meal a day typically, and munch a little, try to keep it as healthy as I can. But I don't stress over a holiday treat or something. I know I shouldn't, but I still do occasionally. Because it doesn't really change the overall. So anyhow, thank you, Rachel, and thank you for team for all the support.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate you sharing your story. And sleep apnea is where you basically could die while you're sleeping because you're not breathing when you're sleeping. And so suddenly, as a result of this protocol, he lost a bunch of weight, and also he was able to breathe through the night. And so his sleep apnea is gone, which is fantastic. It's very scary to have sleep apnea. And you want to share a little story?
Yay, I will. It's so fun. These calls are like therapy, dude. I get so excited. You know, it says a lot to people that there's, you know, a bunch of us have been on here for almost a decade, you know, that we can, that we're even coming to the call, you know, something you've been doing for a decade, you might forget about, but it stays really prevalent in our minds, I think, because we're all such caring people. And whether we're wellness educators or we just share this on the side for people that come to us or whatever, the world is in such a state, you know, and it almost brings me to tears because the truth is people come here with a mission, you know, to live, and there's such a toxic inundation that it would take really beautiful food harvested from really beautiful soil and cooked with love to even attempt to champion the amount of toxins we're up against. And because we don't have that love in the soil, and the mother has basically been forsaken so much, just metaphorically, we don't mother ourselves. We don't think to mother ourselves with good food. We've sort of lost that part. And what was given to me 9 years ago, you know, I lost 65 pounds in 18 months. I lost 45 pounds in the first 12 months. And I never, here's my before and after. Oh my God, look at that. That's awesome. And that's the same pants and the same shirt, you know, and I took those pictures, the before picture, you know, I'm a girl who was born in 74. So I saw all the talk shows about before and afters. And I knew that most people take befores, but never afters. But when I took that picture, because it was Rachel, because I saw Rachel heal herself and I suffered with her the years that she was ill. We all tried to help. We all did the best we could. She even got degrees to try to help herself. I was so impressed. I'm a formulations expert by trade. So when I found out who actually had formulated what had saved my girl, I got head to toe chills, dude. I took that before picture 100% sure that I was going to have an after picture because I had been following the formulators for this program for over 20 years. They are the supreme lead in natural nutrition and phytonutrient and dense quality nutrition and raw food technology on the planet. I was aware of these people. When I found out they had formulated and produced her product, I knew I was going to live. I knew I was going to save my life. And that was it. The first drumbeat of death is inflammation. And that it wasn't the weight that scared me. I didn't realize I had gotten so big. It was the inflammation. I couldn't walk in the morning. I literally would slide my feet across the floor like I was 100 years old and to go pee in the morning. And one day I realized, as an educator, a natural products educator, my partner wanted me to go on TV and talk, and I was just so out of alignment with that I needed to save myself. And I knew for 100% truth that it was going to be nutrition that did it. So I never worked out. It's not that I don't think working out is important. I do. I've never been that person though. I wasn't a sports player. You know what I mean? I just am an entrepreneur and a mom. So I busted my butt and I followed the nutrition to a T. And that's all I did. I just hyper nourished my body and dumped toxins massively. I gave up sugar, refined sugar, for 1 year. That was the only extra that I did because I wanted to. I seek to embody what I admire. And I admire people who could walk by the most elegant display of desserts and not even care. I wanted to be that person. I wanted to care more about the connection with the people in the room than the pretty, amazing pastries that some amazing, culture had made. And I wanted to try all of them. I wanted to be that person. I seek to embody what I admire. And I had to give up refined sugar for a year to do that. And as I did that, I became stronger and more pliable and densely fit. And I just tightened up. And it was all because of the soil. My body was becoming that black, rich soil. I was no longer dusty, depleted, inflamed, hypertoxic. I was the opposite. I was hypernourished.
That is amazing. I love the way you lay that out, Anne. And you added one more thing that I left out of my earlier talk about the 3 things. It's actually the 4 things that feed pathogens. The 4th one is toxins. Toxins. How could I leave that out? And one of the major toxins that we're all getting is glyphosate. And there's more that are coming. They have a whole new one that's come out, but glyphosate is a toxin in that's sprayed on, it's a weed killer. Okay, it's in Roundup. It's sprayed on our genetically modified food. It's sprayed on anything that's not organic practically. And it destroys, it's made to kill weeds. And then they have to genetically modify our food to withstand the toxin so it won't die when you spray it on there. So then they genetically modify the plants so that they can withstand glyphosate. So now you've got a food that is heavily laden with glyphosate and is also genetically modified, and that's toxic in itself. Okay, so now we've got frankenfoods, and a lot of us are eating them, even if we're just organic all the time, but most of us eat out sometimes, and guaranteed the food that we eat when we go out is going to also have that in there. So it is really important to detox, and this 90-day protocol that we're going to talk about is a detox. It's a liver detox. It kills parasites. It nourishes the body. It's high dense nutrients, and I'm going to talk about it now. So now, if you're in Europe or abroad,
Can I ask a question? Is that okay?
oh sure, Lisa. We're gonna have a Q&A at the end, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
But if it's something you want to, that you think is pertinent to this conversation, feel free.
Well, it's okay. It was kind of spinning off the last lady that spoke, talking about like the trusting the people that develop the actual product. Because I think I don't know why, but I have a little bit of like not knowing exactly what's in it and where it comes from and the trust. And then I mean, I feel bad saying this, but because it's like a marketing thing, there's like skepticism I have that I'm trying to deal with. And if I feel like I have trust through all that stuff, I feel like I'm totally on board, but I don't know why. That's a bit of a block for me.
We'll go into that right now. Thank you.
Okay.
So Dave Sandoval, who's a dear friend of mine, he's married to one of my dear friends. He's the founder of this company that created this protocol that I have aligned with as a health practitioner, and I share this with my clients. This food, I'm gonna call it food because this is actual food. First of all, let me tell you who Dave is. Let me ask you, Lisa, when you're shopping, do you look for the USDA organic food label? Do you make sure that things have that label when you're shopping?
I mostly look for organic, not necessarily USDA, but just organic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, USDA or organic, it does cost money to get that label. And I mean, it's an expense, but to have that means that you have people coming to your farm, checking the soil, actually guaranteeing and certifying that your soil is organic. Okay. That USDA organic food label came from David Sandoval. Okay. Dave Sandoval and Amy Venner, the founders of this company, literally lobbied to get the nation that label that's on all of our produce. Anyone who shops organic, that came from Dave and Amy. Okay. So that is where the heart and soul of the founders of this company is in that level of commitment that they actually went up to bat for all of us, the whole nation. And we own the means of production, and our farms are actually beyond organic. They're not just organic. They're beyond organic. We have regenerative soil practices. People who farm organic don't necessarily rotate crops. They don't necessarily put compost on the soil to replenish the soil after the harvest to make sure that soil is replenished with nutrients, but we do. This is regenerative farming. Okay. This is the next label you're going to start seeing on all of your food. It's going to say it does exist on some food. It says regenerative farmed. That's beyond organic. That is the next level beyond organic. Now we're getting into permaculture. So our farms are regenerative. We do have some regenerative practices, and we also harvest right there on the farm. So, and these farms are old lake beds that have never had toxins on them. They have never had any pesticides or any herbicides on them ever. And they are 100 miles away, separated from any polluting industry. So there is no cross-contamination from winds blowing over genetically modified seed or pesticides or toxins. We are 100 miles away from any polluting industry. Okay, we are such a pure company. The food that's made by this company is so pure, it is literally beyond any of the certifications and standards that the US has. And I've literally witnessed when a product came in that we wanted to get from India that was amla powder, because amla is an Ayurvedic herb. I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner. And so Ayurvedic herb amla is one of the ingredients in one of the products that we had. And all these people who were trying to sell it to us said, we're organic, we're certified organic. Well, we batch tested and made sure we went to see if they were organic, because we won't buy it unless it is organic. We don't just trust people's words. We literally test for organic. We tested their products. We went through 36 farms who said that they were organic who weren't. And we rejected all of them until we finally got to the last one and accepted this one farm's product. 36. That's the level of integrity that this company has. And one of the reasons why Anne, who vets companies, like that is what she does, is she's an expert in formulations expert, which means she vets every ingredient goes into every single product of everything she sells in her store, because she owns, she has a health store. She vets products. And so when she found out about this company, she went, well, holy cow, Dave Sandoval is the founder of this company. She's like, I know Dave Sandoval. She goes, I've read his book, The Green Foods Bible. She goes, I know all about this guy. I got to check this out. And this is what made her trust the company, was knowing who was behind it. So that's the level of integrity. And I could go on and on. I could spend literally hours talking about the integrity of this company and Amy and Dave and where their heart is. But they're like legitimately two of the most purest people I know. Dave is one of the most upfront, honest, and integrous humans that I've ever met. Literally my hero. So because of that, I also was a permaculturist. Okay, I grew up with farmers, and when I was 18, I was very, very adamantly campaigning. I was volunteering for the Organic Foods Consumers Organization. I worked for Sierra Club. I mean, I was one of those people who was out there talking. And when I found this company, I said, oh my God, this can blend together my activism as well as my passion for health and nutrition. And that is why I chose to become a brand partner and work with this company. So I'm going to go ahead into the products. That said, and if you're like dying to say something, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I'm going to go into the products, and I'm going to actually, I just wanted to say something about that.
Okay, well, I'm not dying to say it, but I did want to say it's powerful to know that somebody had the forethought. You know, we are all visionaries. You have to check in with yourself. You know it. If you're on this call, there's something about you. You can't be here. We're not on TV. We don't have radio ads. Like, you found this somehow by paying attention to something. Like, you know it if you check in with yourself. You are here for a reason. There's something more about you. That's only people who find this company, in my opinion. This is legend. This is given to those of us who have a job to do, who need to be well to do it. Like, we were all supposed to be here doing something great, but they've gotten us so sick that we can't be creative. Well, you know what? We can. And Gleneth and me and Rachel, we know we've stayed for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years because there's no way to go to the grocery store and get nutrients so that we can feel as great as we do. And that's providence. We deserve that. So for me, it's great to know that there's something out there that's just like you, that's doing the part that you couldn't do. Like, you couldn't vision that you needed to buy these farms on these riverbeds and these salt flats because, 20 years from now, they were going to invent glyphosate or they were going to have GMO seeds. Like, the vision to create what we have today so that we could be healthy to go out there and be the light workers or the team of love or whatever the heck it is that you're doing on this planet. I just know that people don't come here. They don't find Purium if they're not a heavy hitter. Like, they got something to do here.
Mic drop.
Boom.
Thank you. And I didn't even say how this is actually harvested within 2 hours. Like, this is not food that's been sitting on cold trucks that's harvested before it's ripe, before it's got all its nutrients, and then delivered for weeks on end to the stores, and then they ripen in the stores, and then you're at Costco or you're at Whole Foods and you're like buying this thing that's organic and it has the appeal coating on it, which is toxic. Like, this is the next level of food. It's harvested within 2 hours of being picked, and then it is sprayed through this vortex wind system that actually dries it at a low temperature so that it still has its enzymes intact. So when you add water to these crystally powders, they literally become food and life again. And it's considered raw, organic, vegan energy. That's why the word love is on the super meal package. It's live organic vegan energy. Now, I'm not telling people to be vegan here. I'm just saying this product is plant-based, that's all. And I just want you to understand that this is like, you get a ton of nutrients from just one of the shakes that is in Kristen's picture that she's holding up there. So we're going to go over this. Now, let me just go ahead and pull it up here. The Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation is a 90-day protocol, and whoever brought you here is going to give you the opportunity to you can get 25% off discount on this protocol. And for some reason, oh, accept cookies, reject. Okay. We've got a new one. Okay, here we go. Let me just share my screen. So it's a 90-day protocol. You can get 25% off from whoever invited you today. And here it is. So this is called the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. And these are the different types that you can get. There's ULT, there's ULT plus collagen, there's a ULT plus immune, and there's a ULT plus performance for athletes and people who just want to have like all the goodies and maybe have a family. This is great for like a family pack. Now, we're going to talk about the ULT plus immune today. This is what I think is the most important basic pack for everyone to start with. And this is 30 days right here. This is your first 30 days. This was what comes in it. Okay. So this is in your 30-day pack. And this is all your vegetables, the greens, you got your fruits, and you've got your protein right here. And you also have these Biomedic, which is your what is it called? Probiotics, prebiotics, and plusbiotics. Okay, so for digestion, you got your super cleanser to help clean out all those pathogens, and you've got the zinc aid that helps fight viruses. Okay, it's got zinc, it's got vitamin C, A, D, and E. So this is helpful, and especially while people are worried about COVID, people are worried about flu season. This is helpful for building your immune system so that you can actually fight it. And it's also great if you already have a kind of a cold or a sickness or flu, and this will help you fight it. Or if you have any kind of autoimmune disorder like I do, or I did, I didn't even tell you guys. So I had Hashimoto's. I don't even have it anymore. My blood work is normal. I don't even have Hashimoto's anymore. So those of you who've been told by your doctor that you can't get rid of something, don't believe it. Okay. Don't believe the hype. So what's in this? Would anyone like to share? Would anyone like to kind of go over these products and kind of give it your best? Okay, Michelle.
The Power Shake is your greens. Am I supposed to say what's in it?
You can say whatever you want about it, whatever you feel inspired to share.
Well, I don't know. So maybe I should.
I'll go into it, honey.
Okay.
So the Power Shake is equivalent to 6 microgreen salads. Okay. This is equivalent to 6 microgreen salads. It's high dense nutrients. It has spirulina, which helps eliminate toxic heavy metals. It has barley green juice, which doesn't have any gluten. That's a grass. Okay. It has barley green juice, which actually kills viruses. Okay. And this has like a bunch of other things in it, but it is an incredible blend that's equivalent to 6 microgreen salads. And you take this twice a day. All right. First 30 days. The Apothecary juice is your high antioxidants. This is the highest antioxidant fruit in the world, the cherry, the tart cherry. And this has naturally occurring melatonin, and that helps with deep sleep. This is different than taking melatonin, okay? It's not ideal to take melatonin. It's better to take food that has melatonin in it, all right? So this is great for deep sleep, and it also helps detox the brain. This also can help with detoxing the brain for brain fog. This can also help you have more energy in the morning. This also balances hormones, okay? So this is also helpful for anybody who's struggling with hormonal stress, like anxiety, or maybe you have a lot of stress at work or stress in your life. This is going to help reduce cortisol stress, right? Help reduce cortisol so that your body can also, if you have the donut, people who are trying to lose weight around the belly, they're like, why can't I? Well, this helps because that's cortisol weight, all right? That's stress weight. Weight around the belly is the body protecting the organs from stress. It's like fight or flight, got to protect my organs from stress. So it can also help with trimming of the belly. The super aminos, this is your protein. This is a patented formula. This helps with natural, steady energy all day long. This is going to give you so much amazing, steady energy. It's unbelievable. I honestly can't imagine my life without the super aminos. It's a patented formula. It's a very same ratio of aminos that your body uses to make muscle. So this is incredible for muscle building. It was designed to prevent muscle atrophy in coma patients. So while, for instance, while Michelle was lying there in a coma for weeks at a time, if she had had them giving her super aminos, because this is hospital grade, they use it for coma patients. If they had had this formula and were giving it to her, when she woke up from her coma, she wouldn't have had any weak muscles. It would have been like her muscles would be the same, because it builds your muscles even while you're sleeping. Okay, so this is amazing, especially as we get older, we start to be like, oh, it's harder to keep muscle. No, take your super aminos. You're going to be like strong and fit like a horse. Okay. The Biomedic, this removes glyphosate. This has been clinically proven to remove 75% of glyphosate in 6 weeks, 74.5 to be exact. It also reduces CRP, C-reactive protein, which is the bioinflammatory marker. So helping with reducing pain, helping with clearing the digestion so that your body can absorb more nutrients. This is key. This also builds back the villi that absorb nutrients. This actually helps your body absorb more nutrients by building the villi. The Super Cleanser herbs, this actually helps clean out the colon. So a lot of us have plaque in the colon that has built up from eating dairy, having fat, and that's where parasites love to live, is in that plaque in the colon. So this is going to help kill parasites. It's going to clean out all that plaque. It's going to help your body absolutely absorb more nutrients as well. You take this just for 10 days. Your first month, and you take it for 10 days, your second month. The second month is killing everything that's hatched, all those eggs that hatch from parasites, those get cleaned up the second month. And yeah, we all get parasites from kissing dogs, hanging out with our animals, handling money. Maybe you eat sushi, which, by the way, that's a whole other thing. The U.S. basically just lifted a ban on Japanese fish, and so we might. So if you're eating fish, you're going to a restaurant, you're having sushi, most likely you're having radiated sushi. You're having radiated fish. Okay, so parasites, as well as we get them from drinking water in different countries that might have poor water, or maybe even our own country. There's different areas that might have poor water that has parasites in it. So Super Cleanser herbs is important. And then the Zinc Aid, which I described, this has vitamin zinc, C, A, D, and E. And so this is basically helpful for building your immune system. And most people are deficient in D, and everyone needs a lot of vitamin C. So this is just a really amazing formula, especially for the winter right now. So how much is this? This also comes with a blender bottle, by the way, a free bottle, free blender. This is literally only $12 a day. So it's $6.50 twice a day. So $6.50 is going to give you a meal and all of your supplements. And you can do that twice a day. A meal plus supplements, you can do that twice a day. Okay, so this is going to replace 2 of your meals a day. You get to choose which 2 meals. Breakfast and lunch, breakfast and dinner, lunch and dinner, you choose. What 2 meals do you want to replace? This is going to replace 2 meals a day. You're going to have one of these plus all of these. Okay, you can take your apothecary juice at night. You can eat, okay? This is not a fast. You're not starving yourself. And this is very filling. Somebody just come off mic right now and tell me if you felt satiated. Tell us about how you felt, if you felt hungry, or if you felt full during this protocol. Just hop off mute.
Rachel, I have to say that I was one of the most reluctant people when I started this.
Right.
And not only did it take away my cravings, but I have felt satiated much more than a lot of the foods that I was consuming before that are not good for me. So yes, I have to say yes, it definitely is.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I'm going to explain to you. You guys know why? Why was it so satiating for Marcy? Why do you feel more satiated than food? Like, some people are like, oh my God, I don't feel satiated unless I have a burger, or unless I have some French fries, or unless I have, like, a steak, or unless I have some chicken. Why do you feel satiated on this? Does anybody know? What makes you feel satiated about these products? Why do they fill us up?
Nutrients. Yeah, Glennis. Yeah.
Because it has nutrients. So what our body, when our bodies are hungry, they're hungry for one thing alone, and that's nutrients. Okay, our body is looking for nutrients. And so you will eat all day long until you've had enough nutrients. This is why the majority of people overeat. They overeat because they don't have enough nutrients. And so nutrients is what makes the body feel full, which is why people are able to let go of cravings. This is why cravings dissipate in the body, because your body is getting so many nutrients and you're becoming more alkaline that you're literally not craving anymore. So this is a winner for craving, conquering the craving. You add this in, your body will naturally stop craving the sugars and the other things that you maybe have been reaching for. It's also, this is a 90-day protocol because it takes 90 days to break a habit, right? So when you've been doing a protocol like this for that much time, you literally start conquering the habits that you've had for years and years and life, maybe your whole life. And this is going to help you it's going to be easeful. All right. So this is $12.50 a day. And this is after your discount, your 25% off discount. So let's look and see what the actual retail value is. So the retail price is $5.30, but you're going to get 25% off from whoever invited you. They have a gift card for you. Okay. They have a little gift card for you. Everyone on this call gets a gift card. And so the actual cost is $3.97. Now just consider that this is all of your groceries up front. You're buying like 60 of your 90 meals all up front at once. That's what this number's covering. This is your groceries for the month. All right. 60 of your 90 meals, 2/3 of your groceries, you're buying them up front. So just imagine if you went to the store and bought all of your meals for the entire month, what you'd be spending. Chances are this is still going to save you money. This saved me like $300 in groceries, literally over $300 in groceries my first month when I did it. I was super surprised. I actually borrowed money to get this because I was so sick. I was like practically living in my car. I was just about to live in my car. And I did live in my car for a while, but this was the easiest, cheapest homeless food you could imagine. Okay. I was like literally living in my car on this stuff and it was so much cheaper than, eating at the deli and, even making a meal for me. Like usually if I make a meal for myself, an organic meal, I'm spending at least $10 on that meal, at least $10 on a meal, an organic, healthy meal, all those vegetables, all that organic food. Like I'm spending at least $10 on a meal at home. And this is only $6.50 for a meal. So it's pretty amazing how this can save you money. People who are in Europe or abroad, the names of the products will be different and the prices will look different, but it can still save you money. So I just want to say that. So you're going to click get started today. And then you're going to come to this page where it's going to give you an opportunity to customize your order. So right under where it says month 1, people always miss this. So you got to find this. Right under month 1 is this little link right here, which says, would you like to customize this? That's what you're going to click to customize the order. Now, here you can see that the price goes down each month. The first month, it's $3.97. The second month, it's $3.66. And the third month is $3.66. So you're just being charged once a month. Okay. And then the fourth month, it goes down to $2.28. Okay. You go into the maintenance pack for only $6 a day, $6 or $7 a day. Now, here's where you customize it. I'm going to click this button. Would you like to customize right under month 1 order? Okay. Click that. And now I can choose my shakes. So I'm going to leave the first 2 shakes as appleberry. I think those are fine. And the next 2 shakes I want to make are the super meal. This is our other shake. I'm going to do super meal vanilla chai. And then the next one I'm going to do super meal original. So now this is what I recommend is for everyone just to try everything. If you don't like any sweet at all and you prefer just a grassy flavor, then instead of appleberry, choose the power shake unflavored. And then it'll just taste like grass. Okay. So that's what I recommend. Do that for each month and 1 of each for your 4th month. And then you can just go ahead and add that to cart and everything will just automatically ship on the date that you choose. You get to choose your date. When the menu comes up, you'll have an opportunity to choose your date. And so just get the link with the code, with the discount code from the person who invited you, and you can get started. If you're in Europe or abroad, we'll walk you through the ordering process because it's going to be a little bit different than what I just showed, but we're here to walk you through it. So you're all good. So that said, I want to just, thank everyone who actually spoke today. Thank you for sharing your stories. We are going to go into Q&A. I'll stop the recording for the question and answers. But thank you all. And I would love for you to all just like continue to write down your intentions for the new year and make that your little assignment for today, just to write down your intentions for 2024. What would you like to change and shift? And think about how you're going to move into your higher frequency patterns, out of your lower energy patterns. And with that, I'll just say have a beautiful, beautiful day for anyone who has to hop off. Thank you for joining. We're here for you. We have a 90-day run we're going to do together for the new year. So if you order your products now, you'll have a chance to start with us. And then we are going to go for 90 days together. We've got a Facebook support group. We have these weekly calls that you can come to every weekend, every Saturday, and we're here to support you. So aloha, everyone. Thank you for joining. And we're going to go into Q&A.